Hold on. It's not the right music. I want this. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it. Hello everybody! Welcome to the stream. If it's your first time here, welcome. Make yourself at home. This is your #1 place for inspiration and for the love of art. Because ultimately that's what we're here for. We're here for the love of art. And we're here to make awesome art together, so welcome here. This is the place to be for inspiration and mutual creation. That's nice. Welcome here, my friends, and today we are going to, so I'm doing part 2 of what I actually did last stream alongside the wonderful Anya Robbins for the Magma channel. So I collabed with Magma, and maybe someone can put the link in the chat. So this is what I did before. I've painted this first part of this during a live stream for Magma. So I'm gonna continue because I have big plans for this year. Yeah, I want to make this year into I want to use it in some sort of a tutorial, and because I started it, this is pretty much how I finished. Like, this took me 1 hour. Like, don't laugh, right? It's tricky to get the shapes, the proportions in place, and all, so don't laugh. It did took me 1 hour, but hey, I'm working on this. So don't worry. We'll try to speed the process up a little bit, and we'll try to get a Grisaille that looks like that. I want to keep the background like that, like it, like beige, like that. So that's what we'll be doing today. Okay, we're connected. Yeah, okay, it's running. I'm just checking if YouTube is running, and apparently it is. So hello everybody. Hello Christopher. Christopher says yay. So let's start, and let's do this. I'm gonna activate this. So basically I'm gonna continue with this project, and oh, let's focus. Hello Attila. All right, and yeah, so I've continued ever so slightly, as you can see. Very simple Grisaille cast painting, Michelangelo's David's ear. Maybe you've recognized it. I'm gonna show you the model that I have right there. Well, actually, I'm gonna put this view right there, so you'll have the model. So it's Michelangelo's ear, but like much bigger, because bigger is better, right? That's pretty cool. That's a nice subject to study. Very tricky shapes. Like, you wouldn't think about that. You would think, well, this is pretty easy. Very subtle shapes. Don't get me wrong, this is tough. This is hard work, because, you know, it's just so, like, the slightest inaccuracy completely changes the form. It's like a sweet baby's face. I'm sorry, I'm a dad now. I'm a dad of a newborn now, so I see everything as a cute baby's face. Like, the lines and the curves are all so precise. It's super hard to render them perfectly as they are and get perfect likeness. Getting a nice portrait of a baby is very tricky. I mean, oh my god, yeah. You know, I started, maybe it was before. This has nothing to do with the recent events with Trump, but Oh my god, yeah. Maybe it was kind of a premonitory, or like maybe it sort of brought him luck. Who knows? I don't know. But I started before it happened, right? I want this to be noted. It started before it happened. It started on Friday, so it was before the crazy ear event. And I think this is not even a replacement for because I think it's the other ear. So whatever. Nonsense. But hey, wow, crazy stuff happening in this world. And I it's just the beginning of the craziness happening in this world. Like, mark my word, if you think the world is crazy right now, well, you just wait, my friends, you just wait. All right, so let me just double check that oh yeah, I don't have my commands, so I'm gonna open them. And yep, I'm gonna put this here. So that we are up and running and we can start. All right, so yeah, nice ear, but like that's trendy, right? It's trendy to paint ears, but I've been painting ears before it was fashionable. So hey, you saw it here first. So how's everybody doing? I'm thinking about incorporating a touch of yellow ochre on the side. Not supposed to in the Grisaille palette, but hey, just for the variety of the tones. Hello, Shuvo Arts. Tell me, what are the big projects this summer? My projects are currently to keep this household together, because the baby he's not sleeping as much as he used to. So the first early days are those where you can rest the most, and then after that it's like a lot of crying, a lot of, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's doing absolutely great, he's growing tremendously well, but he needs a lot of, you know, feeding and stuff. So like the growth is making him cry a lot more and sleep a lot less. So right now it's I'm a little bit like jungling between things, and I haven't been able to work on my other art projects currently. Aloha, Farmanian. Hi, Rishab. So yeah, I've been trying to juggle between all the crazy things. I've been doing a lot of cooking, doing a lot of house cleaning, helping my wife, you know, that's how it is. Like this kind of a rush of the first month. Gosh, it's already a month. My son Felix is already a month old. I can't even believe it. Oh, that's bonkers if you ask me. Time just flies. So, but I hope that your time is well spent and creative, right? Growing pains, yeah, like the tummy starts to feel, you know, his tummy is like, he's drinking a lot of milk, but the tummy is not following right now. It's like, it still needs, yeah, it's like you said, growing pains. Yeah, poor little thing. I mean, seriously, he's just the cutest. And you can see that he's crying a lot because he's clearly, there's something that's making him uncomfortable. And that's not anybody's fault. It's just like, that's how it is. But yeah. So I'm refreshing my Grisaille palette right there before I start. Making it a little bit warmer though. This is why I've added the touch of yellow ochre for the whites. But yeah, other than that, he's the cutest. Stream with a cup of coffee. You know, you don't need coffee when you have a baby crying all day. Oh yeah, pretty much. The power of existing. Just existing, being in the world, feeling his power, definitely. Just, I can cry and something good happens to me. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, but I know from my first son, from Augustin, I know that it flies just so fast. And so all the struggle that you go through in the beginning, it just goes away so fast, and then you regret it afterwards, and it's too late. Like, it's like, where's my baby? Oh, he's like this big, and he's just just climbing in trees and all, and that's my baby, but he's super big now. My first is 5, and yeah, he's just the sweetest as well, but he has so much energy. He's like he's so cute and fun, but he's exhausting to be around because he's like extremely active, like super busy, not hyperactive, but just, you know, it's a 5-year-old kid. Need to entertain him. Like a stick and a rock can only be funny for like 30 minutes, but after that there needs to be more action. So that's cool. And also, yeah, I've been pretty busy around the house and all, like doing chores and also doing you know, house stuff. Like we grow a lot of our food. Like we have a garden, a veggie garden. We grow a lot of our veggies, and like summertime is always like a pretty busy season, of course. But that's also really cool. I love it. We also we bake our own homemade bread, so I've been doing that as well. I've been getting into baking bread, which is fun. It's cool. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff like that. So it's keeping me busy. And so it's like I have, you know, a brush in one hand, and I'll put it on, I'll put it off, and then I'll pick a pitchfork, and then I'll pick a pastry pan, something like that, and you know, I'm switching gears all the time, but that's fun. How old is your first? So yeah, my first is 5. Strange flex, I like it. Tap 2 times on the ears. If you know the ref. I mean, hey, this video has potential to go viral, right? Hashtag ear. Hashtag this dude is painting the ear as a tribute. But you can note that I've been painting this ear before it started to become a thing. And you'll be remembered that on this channel, the #1 chopped off ear is Van Gogh's. And always be. Yeah, we're not switching sides right now. We're still fans of Vincent. Yeah, it's kind of tough to not have the ref, right? I mean, that's pretty much what everybody's talking about right now. I need to put some more mineral spirits. All right. So you didn't tell me, guys, what are you all up to? What's the big thing right now? What are you guys doing in the middle of July? Don't you have better things to do than be here with a dude painting an ear? What's the big idea right there? What are you up to? I mean, creatively mostly. What are the big projects for you guys? Streaming more painting stuff. Awesome, Christopher. Man. Currently in a Painting 1 class, starting my final one to you. What did you have to do in Painting 1? What's the thing? What do they give you? What kind of assignments do they give you? Kind of what, still life, stuff like that? Or is it figurative, abstract? All right, so let's see. Yeah, I was thinking about this. The values in this are way too cool, in my opinion. So I'm gonna incorporate some of this yellow ochre, kind of. Can bring up some of this warmth. Thumb lock, going to hand surgeon. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Felicia. How did it happen? Just like that? Is it what, arthritis, something like that? I don't know. I don't know the terms. Yeah, good luck. Good luck, definitely, Felicia. We're with you. It sucks to not have your thumb. Man, I have a problem. I left my brushes on the side, not cleaned for too long, and they started to dry out, and now it's super annoying. All right, I'm gonna start the recording. I'm recording at the same time, so yeah. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm incorporating a touch of yellow ochre to bring the warmth back up, because I find this slightly too cool, and the raw umber alone is not cutting it, so I'm bringing a small touch of yellow ochre just because this cast is pretty warm, pretty beige. So I'm going to still work on the values and add the yellow touch diligently in the paint. It's already starting to dry. But I can still, I still have room to work on this. Just want to reinforce the warmth of the cast. We're hoping for the best, Felicia. Hopefully, whatever needs to be done, like the best. I'm hoping for the best option for you. Whatever it is. I mean, a thumb is pretty useful. Like, I could do without my pinky. I could still paint without it. But my thumb, oh gosh. Like, I need at least those three. And whatever can happen on the two here, they're good for balance and ease of, you know, movement, but hey, whatever happens to them. It's not like that. It's not like I don't care, but I care slightly less about these two. Let's face it, they're the two least useful fingers, don't you think? What is a pinky really useful for, except like scratching your ear? Hey, thinking about scratching your ear. There it is. Felt itchy. Fancy drink sipping. Yeah, you got me there. It's very important. I know. You know, if you are part of the OG, you were there when Brooke Cormier was here with us, and she paints like this. I don't even know if I can do it. Like, she paints like that. Look at this. Hold on. She like puts her pinky here, and she holds with her pinky. No, Brooke doesn't do that. She does that, I think. She does the cross. I don't remember who does the pinky thing. No, Brooke, I think she does this. And we talked about that last time. Okay, so scratch it off. Like, she's not doing the pinky thing. But I have known artists who do pinky. You know, instead of having a big mole stick like I have right here to stabilize, they use the pinky like that. Oh my gosh, I never really understood how an artist can do that, because oh my god, this would be extremely exhausting for me. I don't know how flexible your fingers are. Mine aren't at all, like aren't. Like, this is, for me, it's, no, I can't do that. Like, it's like, I'd rather do a split than do this. But gosh, I don't know. I don't know how people do that, but I guess that some people are more flexible. I never really got it. Plus, you have to always like I don't know, my pinky just isn't flexible enough to go at the right spots. It's like you have to find a nice spot to put it. Like, for me, it's like insanely out of the picture. Like, I can't do that. Simply can't. And I admire those who can. Like, it's some type of finger gymnastics that I'm not capable of. Too messy for painting, though. Yeah. Well, the thing for painting is you really need to find an empty spot or dry spot, but you're always like kind of guessing. Otherwise, you take the risk of putting your pinky in something that's not fully touch dry. Hello, Sue. All right, so I'm thinking a lot about the reflected lights, especially those tiny bands, very relatively thin stripes of reflected lights. So you always have the terminator up, the reflected lights right underneath. It's kind of after a certain amount of time doing this kind of exercise, start noticing patterns in shapes and edges. And these patterns are really useful because they'll help you sort of, you visualize how the patterns actually work, and then you don't necessarily have to refer to the model that much. You know the pattern, you understand the shape, you understand the volume, you understand the roundness, and you start to kind of becoming able to render the volume without looking too much at the ref. I missed the end of the last stream. I wonder if I can catch up if I cheat and use charcoal. Definitely. I should maybe, you know what, I should put the ref on Discord, by the way. I forgot to do it. It's like I rushed so fast to go from taking care of the baby and cooking for my family, from being here with you guys. And actually I had a meeting that I had to cancel last minute. Like, I've been rushing all day. And my wife has been pretty busy. Like, it's a very busy home. We're all very happy. So sorry I didn't put the ref available on the Discord. I'll try to do that as soon as I finish. Our little one is doing great. He's just like super hungry at the moment because he wants to grow a lot. But hey, he was a tiny little bean, he was a tiny little shrimp when he was born. So he knows that he kind of has a lot of catching up to do. But he's very efficient at, you know, milk drinking, let's say that. He's like, and he's really good, like he's growing really fast, very impressive. So, but like this all means that the parents are going to not have a second of rest. That's good, that's good. That's the spirit. I mean, we're just so happy that he's healthy and all. Like, that's all perfectly normal and perfectly, like, that's good. Like, you want your baby to grow. So that's nice. Basically the mom is feeding the baby and feeding the mom and all, feeding the family. But it's nice. Oh yeah, he's changed so much though. I should put another photo. I've never been the kind of person who, you know, likes such, but he's already grown so much. But he was pretty tiny when he was born. He was 2.6 kilos. I don't know how you calculate that. You just Google convert that. 2.6 kilos. It's not much. He was a tiny little shrimp. No rest, welcome to parenthood. Yeah, well. It's the thing, right? They say you need to build the nation of tomorrow. You need to make babies. They don't tell you that you're not gonna have sleep for a couple months. Hey, it's alright though. It's like, I remember the first one, Augustin, was so tough. The sleep deprivation was so tough, like it made us really feel that we were going out of our minds. And now, like, we're completely over that. Like, we have almost no memories. I do remember how tough it was, but I completely forgot how it feels. But we gathered up some tips and tricks along the way for the first one. For the second one, we're much better prepared. You know, the first one, you're just so goofy and you know nothing. You're always like questioning, am I doing things right? This is like, you're asking yourself stupid questions all the time, thinking that something wrong is going to happen to your baby if, you know, whatever temperature, this or that, or... And for the second one, it's like, oh, okay, I know. No, nothing to worry. They're gonna cry anyway, so just be cool, relax, do what you need to do. There's no secret technique, because for the first one, you're always looking for that secret technique. You're always looking for that secret thing that's going to make the baby stop crying or stop, you know, burping or stop whatever. And you're always thinking that there's going to be some miracle idea or miracle thing that you never tried before that's going to work. The second one, you know, nothing works except patience. That's all. Eventually, if they have food and all, they're gonna eventually stop crying when they're just... So eventually, you know, it's gonna stop. They're gonna... It's not like they're never going to go to sleep. Is, you know, you stop worrying about this stuff. But for the first one, you're so worried. It's like, oh my god, he's stuck in a kind of a sleepless loop, kind of a sleepless matrix where he's never going to sleep ever. No. The answer is no. I was sleepless for 5 months. Oh, you think that's tough? For us, it was 8 for the first. For us, it was 8. I remember being with my first son at 5 in the morning with you know, the baby carrier, like the kangaroo pouch. At 5 in the morning in the living room, like going around in circles. Gosh. You know, eventually they fall asleep. Man, my brushes are all so dry. I hate this. Yeah, well, baby crying is, yeah, that's the only way they know how to communicate, so. Our baby is, I think he's going to be a pretty talkative one, because he's always like sniffing around. It's like a very weird kind of sniff, and I think it's kind of trying to make sounds. But he can just do something something very weird, and like, but like we asked the doctors, nothing special. It's like when he's excited, he kind of snorts. Make cute baby snorts. Like, I know I'm not giving it justice, but it's, you know, believe me, it's cute when it's not me. And I think that's also his way of, you know, kind of making sounds and communicating, like, excitement. He's doing this when he's excited. Kind of when he's excited for milk, for example, he's like... When he's kind of playing and looking at stuff, he's like... You're cute. Weird and cute. Kind of one of the rare age where you can be both weird and cute. Kind of one of the rare luxuries of being a baby is you can be both weird and cute at the same time. That and cats both have this kind of superpower of sorts. Yeah. So right here, working on this shape, kind of, I don't know, I see a snake, I see a cobra in this, you know, this shape. I kind of see a cobra. You tell me if you don't see it, but I visualize the cobra, and I know based on how much the cobra looks like my model, I know if I'm on the right track. So this line here is too dark. I'm sorry for you, the view of the model is not ideal because first of all it's not the right angle, and it's not the light, the camera can't pick up the light properly on both the cast and the the subject. Maybe soon with AI, cameras will have a mode that automatically adjusts. Maybe it already exists though, I don't know. So there is some reflected lights here. Okay. Okay. So guys, while you're here, I'm gonna use you as for kind of a little brainstorming session. I need a fresh batch of new ideas for YouTube videos, tutorials. So if there's something you'd be interested to see me cover in a video at some point, not necessarily the next one, or it's like if you think there should be something that I should put on my list of my to-do list, my YouTube to-do list, just go ahead while you're here. I welcome the suggestions. You know, I can't just find all my ideas by myself, so a little help is always appreciated. So if you have stuff you would want me to say, review, if I'm capable, not lying. It's not like I can do anything, but I can give it a shot. Okay, setting up a still life which goes a little into composition. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I can do a video on just that. So it's either has to be included in a larger video on composition in general, and that setting up a still life in the composition video, within the composition video, or a bigger still life video and setting like a more beefy setup section on how to set it up, thinking about composition and all. Okay, noted. I'm gonna grab a list after that. I'll check the logs of the chat and I'll grab a... I'll take notes. Have you ever done a brush breakdown, going over specific of brush types and uses? Sorry. New to the channel. Yeah, don't be sorry for being new to the channel. You're welcome here. We're happy to have you. I have done brush work. I haven't done brushes, like in-depth, full-on brush reviews and stuff. Could be interesting. Yeah, you're right. I have done, you know, how to blend differently depending on the type of brush. But yeah, the benefits of failure. I think I've done plenty of videos in my art thoughts series, but it's never ending. It's kind of a never ending topic, I guess, for artists. Like, I don't know, like for me, it seems like I'm talking about it all the time, but that it's also not unnecessary to repeat it. Not unnecessary is kind of it's a little bit too much, but you get the point. We don't fail, we're riding the up and down waves of success. Exactly. Oh yeah. Yes, we are. Thank you, Chris. I like this. I like the Grisaille, how it creates kind of a 3D kind of almost blender effect. I like this. How about the business side of being an artist? How to establish your practice without going to art school? Okay. Okay. Yeah, can be interesting. It's never been really my strong points. It's kind of, there are channels that are more dedicated to that, like Kelsey Rodriguez's, the first one that comes to mind, or Rafi Was Here. Definitely are great channels that talk more about, you know, marketing and being an artist, your presence as an artist. I've always been more into the kind of the nerdy tech side of stuff, you know, how to paint this, how to do that. That can be interesting. I do have some ideas and thoughts to share about the professional side of art that I can share, definitely. Especially as a self-taught artist, that's one of the things is, even like as a self-taught artist or in general, because, you know, not many of the art schools really give solid foundations for what it means to be an artist and make a living out of art. Which is why at the end of many art schools, what a lot of students do is they end up teaching in the same art school that they just left. It's like, imagine finishing primary school and high school and getting your SATs and all, and you decide to, you know, stay here because you don't know what to do outside of school. It's almost the same. Like a lot of people, they don't teach because they have a vocation. It's because they have a lot of technical skills, but they don't necessarily know what to do with them, artistically speaking. So getting the skills is one thing, and knowing how to be an artist is like, whoa, a different kind of cake. There are 4 requirements to become a millionaire with art. 4 requirements. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember. I think the best shot is to be a millionaire first and become an artist next, if you want my sincere opinion. I have a question about varnishing. I live in a very humid environment. Can I varnish the back of the canvas to prevent mold? No. What you should do is you should size your canvas with PVA instead of rabbit skin glue. So you first, like, is it pre-primed? Technically, if it's pre-primed when you buy it, it's already sized and gessoed. So the gesso and the size are different things, and the size is going to kind of protect the canvas from this type of stuff, especially the modern kind of sizing. So no, you don't need to varnish the back. That's, you don't want that. But the size is kind of a glue that's going to give the same effect. So if your canvas is properly sized, it shouldn't mold. And if your canvas is kept in a place with potential mold, it shouldn't be there in the first place. Like, there's no way it should be there ever. Humidity is very bad for paintings. Just ask Da Vinci's Last Supper how humidity is going for him. Did I say PVC? I said PVA. I don't know exactly what's the difference is. PVA is like the modern size, like the synthetic size instead of the natural rabbit skin glue side, or hide glue, whatever you want. Just get that instead of. Like the rabbit skin glue size is more more likely to wrap with humidity. So the PVA size is the best option. Polyvinyl acetate. Thank you, chemist. Thank you, Mr. Chemist. Thank you, Mr. Chemist Christopher, for bringing this chemistry into this stream. We need more science here. Man, I really regret leaving my brushes out for so long unattended. They dried and they struggled to go back to their previous, you know, spring. I'm worried that some of them are screwed for good. Hey, screwed for good sounds nice. But it's not nice. I like how it sounds, but I don't like exactly the reality of it. Look at this, it's all stiff. Listen to that. Gosh. A brush is not supposed to do that, mind you. Yeah, that's normally what I do. That's normally what I do, but I forgot. And I don't know, they had some of this raw umber and it dried really fast. Maybe it's because it's you should always be very careful during the summer, not leave your brushes unattended. It's like I took way too much. I took too much confidence with during the winter time. You can, you know, almost never wash your brushes between quick sessions, like between quick breaks. But during the summer, it's a different piece of cake. It dries fast. Yes, I'm doing the Atelier method, exactly. You know, with the model here, the subject next to it. Not necessarily doing it perfectly, but I'm following the main rules at least. Mostly Atelier at home, right? It's like Atelier that you can do if you're self-taught. That's how I like to see it. It's also going to be part of my drawing course. Like this is going to be kind of I want to include this one as a bonus in my it's going to be in my drawing course, even though it's painting, but I want to make it as a sort of a bonus. Once you've learned the drawing section, here's a little kind of like as a gift, as an extra. You want to just try, go ahead. It's like it will be included in the same package, sort of. Because as I said, I don't see a reason why people should not, especially if you're self-taught, why people should not try try painting at the same time. Like they're typically in an atelier, in a real atelier, they would say, you don't paint before you've mastered drawing. But when you're teaching yourself, when you're self-taught, really you have to deal with the frustration, and you have to deal with the motivation, and you have to give yourself a little slack and give yourself the will to come back the next day and try. So if you're too rigid, you're trying to teach yourself with the Atelier method, and you're too rigid in your approach, and you're never giving yourself the opportunity to at least try painting every once in a while, just to have fun. Oh, because no, it should not be done ever. Maybe you're just too rigid with yourself, and you should slack off a little bit and let go. Because if you're in a school that's doing that, of course, sure, like everybody is doing it. But like if you're alone, so one of the greatest risks if you're trying to teach yourself is the motivation, is losing the determination. It's one of one of your toughest battles as a self-taught student. It's kind of a war of attrition against your own willingness to pursue, because you're basically trying to teach yourself the toughest way, and nobody's forcing you, nobody's judging you, and you haven't paid, except maybe a course, maybe a couple gears and materials, but nobody's forcing you. You're still imposing onto yourself the kind of one of the toughest teaching techniques, one that produces the best results, but one of the toughest at the same time. So the key is frustration, determination, and just keeping the fire intact. So by all means, if you feel like you want to try to paint and you're not there with drawing, go ahead. Just doesn't mean that you need to neglect the drawing. It means that you can try both at the same time, just to see and have fun. Did I cancel some moderation options? I can't time out. Alright, hold on. Oh, man, sorry. Put some paint on my mic. Ew. It's kind of ASMR. some paint on my microphone. Sorry. It's very annoying. Gosh. I'm sorry, I'm kind of OCD like that. Sorry. Moderator options. Let me see. Can't time out. Hold on. I think I need to go in my option. You're a standard moderator. I don't know what it means. I'll try to fix it later. I don't know. I need to go in my options, in my channel options, so I won't have the time to do it now. Okay. Yeah, well, that's a problem if you can't time out somebody. So far, everybody's been behaving, but who knows what kind of trolls we can have. I don't think that is an excuse to misbehave, guys. Felicia, you revealed one of your temporary weaknesses. Terrible, terrible mistake. You unleashed the beast. No. My viewers are nice. You guys are the best community. We'll have, I mean, it's been a while since we've had a troll, right? Really, it's been a while. Just nice people. I don't know, YouTube probably has changed something in the you know, notification system or something. We have way less weird messages. Maybe they're enjoying the summers, they're outside. Trolls are just in fields, just rolling around. I don't know, we should ask her. Felicia, who do you want to time out? Hello, keep calm. Hello, Greece. We have a dear friend of our chat, Socrates from Greece as well. Maybe he's working at the moment, or maybe on vacation. Well deserved. Hey, we have friends from Greece, so welcome here. Hello, Prague. I hope my comment didn't upset anyone. What comment? Oh, the channel Deadly Pink, like Paris Green. Okay. No, no. Didn't upset. I'm sorry, didn't react, but doesn't mean that I had anything against it. So this part is much later here. All right, let's check with the black mirror. This little bad boy. You can do it with your phone. Is it? Black reflective surface. Okay, so clear thing with this line. This doesn't work. Someone has to be extremely vulgar or obnoxious. Yeah, or just completely out of place. Completely, you know, off topic. Okay, again, let's see. Let's see. All right, I've got something else right there. Actually, yeah, it's not a... Hey, Rex. No worries that you're confused. Like, Loomis is a structural method, and I'm an observational method. So basically, Loomis is mostly good if you want to create the drawing mostly out of your imagination or create it out of the structure. So basically the anatomy, the all, and it's great for fantasy imagination drawing, drawing comic books and all. My technique is more, you get a model and you copy it exactly as you see it. And my method focuses mostly on how do you copy with paint what you see with your eyes. Whereas the Loomis is more structure based and my method is more observation based. So obviously it's completely different. For example, I couldn't care less what the structure is in anything as long as I have a decent model that doesn't move. I can do whatever, even if I don't know. Like, you can give me a random shape with zero structure, like the most random shape. With my method, I can copy it, no problem. Just because if I can see it, I can paint it. Whereas the Loomis is more, all right, I want to kind of paint an action hero, like a Spider-Man jumping out of a window. How do I make this? What kind of joints do I need in the legs and all? And this is the kind of thinking that the Loomis's structure gives you. This is the kind of skills that the technique that I teach mostly doesn't have. But I also use the Loomis method. Except that when I'm doing my main work, when I'm making the main elements, the core elements of my painting, I'm not just trusting the structure, I'm trusting the model. But I do use the Loomis profusely in my sketchbook. The Loomis method is my preferred method in my sketchbook. I use almost only the Loomis in my figure drawing on my sketchbook. However, I don't trust my sketching skills enough to just take my sketchbook and make a final painting out of it. So I'm always double checking with a model from observation. So yeah, it's no wonder that you're confused. It's like the two different two different sides of two different approaches, very different approaches. Oh yeah, I can. I have a nose cast, I have an eye cast. I have plenty. All from David's Michelangelo. I don't know if you noticed, but this is Michelangelo's David's ear. No, it's not. It's not more hazardous than anything. Like it has to be used with certain safety precautions, like anything else. If you said, what's more dangerous, like drinking beer every week or using oil paint, I would say, yeah, drinking beer any time of the day. Yes, soap, detergent. Some soap are bad. Some detergents, perfumes, some cleaning products like ammonia, stuff like that. Stuff is nasty. So much rather use oil paint with the right safety precautions. You know, with oil paint you use very little of the dangerous stuff. The solvents that are the dangerous stuff, use so little of it that to make it dangerous you have to really go out of your way and use them like an insane lunatic. or just sniff them around or eat them or drink your products to really be, if you're in the proper studio with proper ventilation, if it's clean and all, you use like proper safety precautions. Don't drink any of this stuff, don't eat it. I mean, seriously, you should be fine. Yeah, bleach. Bleach ist was anderes. Oh yeah, woodworking. Woodworking, you also have to add the element of the dust. One great thing about oil paint is that typically it's very delicate. It doesn't produce a lot of dust, doesn't produce a lot of waste, which is where most of the danger come from in most you know, most uses of oil products, solvents. Oil paints made in the 70s, I would know about that. But I know, one thing I do know is that they have progressively banned a lot of pigments that were totally fine before. And by the way, like some artists before that used to use those pigments every day and they were fine, but they still got banned. So right now we have even more safety than we can ask. Like, our predecessors used this stuff every day and most of them were fine. Not a lot of artists actually were reported to die because of their materials. Like, it's almost never a thing. Hello, Cody, no problem, welcome here. Welcome. Well, Cody, since you're here, I'm gonna send you double check something. Like, fact check me. Do we actually have reported, like, actual reported cases of artists, like in history, who have passed away because of their painting materials? Can somebody Google that? Do we actually have like notable cases of famous artists who just died out of, you know, lead poisoning, stuff like that, from the lead paint? Yeah, but he didn't die from the paint. The Caravaggio didn't die from the lead. Hold on. I thought he had like syphilis or something. Hold on. So, death. had a fever. I'm on Wikipedia. Rumor at the time. Traditionally, historians have long thought he died of syphilis, so that's what I had. Some have said malaria. So, initial tests suggested Caravaggio might have died from lead poisoning, paints used at the time containing high amounts of lead. And Caravaggio is known to have indulged in violent behavior as caused by lead poisoning. Later research concluded he died as the result of a wound sustained in a brawl in Naples, specifically from sepsis caused by Staphylococcus. Okay, so it was a hypothesis, but not proven. Who else? Just Google it. Like, you'll be my Google team. Go and find artists who have actually died from their paints, and it's been completely confirmed, 100%. I'm just curious, like, real question, really, because Van Gogh, well, for Van Gogh is different because he actually, out of his like mental illness, he actually ate some of this paint. Maybe long term, if he had survived for long enough, it would have maybe have started to cause problems. But I think he died earlier, so the the paint he ingested didn't have time to you know, cause any real problems because he was gone before. Yeah, lead was everywhere back then. Yeah, they even built their water pipes out of lead. Yeah. Oh, don't forget that recently enough, every white paint was lead. Every white paint. Titanium white is a very recent discovery. So every paint, every white was lead before that. Because even zinc, you think, oh yeah, they had zinc white. No, even zinc is very recent. Slightly earlier, they found zinc white slightly earlier than titanium, but still, lead white was the only way to use white pigments, to produce white pigments for centuries. And it was not so bad. Do you use ZBrush? What does it mean? Yeah, come on, it wasn't that used. Lithophone white? Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, well, if you want, maybe. but that's still lead white that was the most used for oil painting. Because you can't paint with this one. It's Candido Portinari, a Brazilian painter, was confirmed dead from metallic poisoning from his paints. So that's a pretty rare case, though, because I never heard of the artist. Thanks for the link, Cody. Well, yeah, you pretty much have to be very extreme to poison yourself out of this stuff. Chalk, from what I know, chalk was used as an extender because it doesn't color the paint. You can use chalk dust as kind of a filler, and it increases the volume of pigment, but it doesn't really change the color drastically. You can even use marble dust in your paint. Some type of calcium carbonate. It's almost neutral. Yeah, licking the brush. I've heard about that. Sorry. Oh yeah, the Bob Ross, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Like, the beating the devil out of the brush was very unsafe. Very unsafe. Like, especially like that with an open bucket. Because, like, lots of droplets were flying all around. Lots of tiny droplets. Can be good. The headphones are the AKG K240 Studio. And yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty trustworthy sound. Pretty trustworthy sound for these are my editing. The Radium girls were artists. Well, we know a lot of scientists who died due to their science, like Marie Curie. But as I said, like, a lot of people worry a lot about the toxicity, you know. For the most part, just the amounts that we use on a daily basis are not enough. And you know, a lot of these safety precautions that they take with oil paint are mostly for industrial applications. And for us painters, like, you know, normal painters, we don't use insane amounts of lead white. We don't use insane amounts of cadmium, whatever. We don't grind them. We don't necessarily do all this stuff. You know, we have normal use. First of all, because this stuff is expensive, we don't want to waste it. And because, like, I do... Okay. If you paint like Jackson Pollock, or like Francis Bacon, you know, with paint all over the place, very dirty studio, you know, you're walking on paint stains, yeah, you might need to take some special precautions. But if you're like me and you have a relatively clean studio, I don't know. I don't think these kinds of precautions are really necessary. Or they are, but like, you need to just be careful on a daily basis. Follow good guidelines. And that's enough for most things. See you, Kelly. I'm not gonna be long for this one. I'm gonna make it a short one. I'll try to cut this. I'm gonna try to divide the session into several pieces. And then I'll finish later. Oh yeah, Mondrian. I have a friend that's who's a big fan of Mondrian, but I never really understand. I like your phrasing, Eindlin. You can relax and work on improving. That's a very nice way to say it, and it's nice. I think it's a good reason to give to people who don't necessarily understand the point of why use oil paint. Hey, good luck on your landscapes then. I think it was just mostly the novelty. Maybe the novelty. You know, if you're the first one to do something, people will naturally notice. So I don't blame the Mondrians, I don't blame the Pollocks for coming up with the idea. I blame the followers who come afterwards and still do the same stuff that's been done over and over. Like, I don't blame the first guy, I don't blame Malevich for doing a white on white canvas. But I do blame artists who still do it in 2024 and think it's original. Yeah, but you know, Cody, you know that they've erased and they've put the artistic ability out of the equation a long time ago. I think on purpose to kind of destroy this type of art and bring a new ideal forward in its place. Sort of, they want to destroy some elements of what they consider to be the ancient civilization and build something completely new. And the technical element of art was completely left on the side because it was considered, you know, it was considered not only old-fashioned, but also for some it was considered fascist. You know, to have rigorous technique, discipline, stuff like that. They want to destroy the factory of human printers. Where does it come from? Factory of human printers? Is it something you came up with? Okay, you came up with it, okay. I thought it was a ref, and I thought it, yeah. I was afraid I didn't have it. I was like, what is it? Is it from a book or something? Like a kind of an Orwellian reference? Okay, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Not as soon as it came along, but like it took almost a century. No, we didn't. Like, we still have a lot of stuff to finish up, you know. But we can. Oh yeah, scam calls. Hate them. So yeah, we have to make Vincent Part 2 starting in southern France, so this is where things start to become really wild. Yeah, one time I thought that it was a real phone number because they imitate actual numbers, and I was expecting a call. So one time I actually took the call, but it was a scam, so I hung up. But after that, my number was on every list, and they kept calling and calling and calling every day with different numbers and all. Gosh, they're annoying. So right now it's like I don't even take any call if I don't have the number in my memory, in my phone. I didn't even take, so it goes to the answering machine. So it's important. If it's important, people will just leave a message. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. You're back into Vincent, Cody? Because you kind of moved on at some point. Ah, that's cool. It's cool. Happy. Rekindle the flame. Back to the roots. You know, the first artist that makes you fall in love with art, it's like a first love. You always come back to it. Even though you might, you might experience some new stuff and all. But always comes back. All right, my friends. So as I was saying, quick session today. I'm gonna cut it short here. So this is what I have. This is part 3 of my 5-part tutorial series that I'm gonna make for my course. So right here, I'm gonna leave the fixing for step 4, and I'll see you on Friday. Hopefully we can be there. All right, let's go for a screenshot. Oh, I hope I'm not in the middle of the screen again. Thank you for being here, my friends. It was fun. I'll see you on Friday. And as always, joy and inspiration.